Good afternoon, everybody. So I know it's been a little bit more than a week, and I wanted to give you guys sort of a walk around and an update on everything, and let you guys see the chickens and let you see the babies and show you some really spoiled ducks. So here we go. So no updates except for the babies, and we put this thing over there so that they don't get out. And here's the chickens. Here, let's walk in there. We'll show you how big and what progress they're making with their. And we made some changes to the door. I had that little latch thing going across here, but the door fell, so now we have this, which is a whole lot better. Okay, so there's the ducks. And here's the chicks. That's Boss Lady and Sally. And like I said, here are some really spoiled ducks, because they are literally ducks get hot, so you do need some ventilation. We are in the shade, but seeing that there's no wind and ducks do get hot, they love their fan. And like I said, here, this thing over here. Hey, babies. Babies. Yeah, they're all going to run away now. So I use these to hold the door up because it has the latch on the back. And then I put one here and one on that side. And this is just one of those expanding screens that you can get and put in your windows. Say if you don't have screens on your windows, you can just like lift up your window and slide it in, and it's adjustable size. So here's some of the babies. I'll try to go in between here because they're all going to want to come up here. So here's the babies. They're not getting too big, but we'll walk around. We'll walk around and show you guys. The little fan that we had up here for them was working really well. They loved it, but seeing that our nights are getting warmer, so it's staying, it says that it's staying 79, I'd say the mid 70s to the 80s at night. So it does, but you know, in the coop, because they poop in there, so it's kind of like compost. It keeps them warm. And the babies are fixing to upgrade. We're going to build a separate brooder. Oh, the latch fell. Sorry about that. So, as you can see here, I'll turn this around. You can see it's on this door, and that's in the shade. So here's the babies. And yes, they still have the box because they still need some protection at night, because we no longer have the divider in here for them. And they have this big old bowl of food, seeing that they love to be in here, and they just kind of do this. That's what they do. And they're chasing a fly. That's why they're running back and forth. Okay, so this is their protection from the ducks. And yes, they still fit in there. And then they have a little gravity-fed water for the cat, like a cat water. And then I'll turn this around so you're not staring at poo. And this is where our little fan went. So they have the fan that points down on them for ventilation. They have the ventilation at the top. Oh, wait. They have the ventilation. I don't know if you can see it over there at the top. There's two vents that were cut in, and it points towards over there. So there's constant airflow. So the air comes in at the top and through the door, and it pushes it out over there, and the babies stay cool in here. We did have one of those other expanding screens across here that was locked in there, and then it was held down by this. But the ducks are, because the babies don't like to sleep in here at night, they need to sleep in there. They're used to sleeping in there. And yes, these are all supposed to be Cornish crosses, but yeah, I guess that's what I get for buying a straight run of Cornish cross mix is what they called them. So I'm not sure. So we're gonna wait and see what we get, because I think some of my flock downstairs that are down there with the ducks, I think some of those are roosters, and at their 6 months, if they're roosters, they have to go, because I'm not allowed to have roosters, and I don't want roosters. I want hens. I want laying hens. So anyway, there's the birdies. Here's the babies. You guys got a good look at the babies. And we're going to be adding on a chick run, is what we're calling it, a chick run, to the backside, or maybe separate for them, for just meat birds. Yeah, my hair's a mess. So I'm going to give you guys kind of like a walk around, because we've been cleaning up some stuff, and I had compost beds here and here, and they were boxed in, so they were plywood, some old plywood we had, and what I would do is just like dump the compost. But now we have these two, and we have this, which needs to be cleaned out. So we have those two bins that are compost. We took up these here, and I have two more over here. These two, this one and this one. This one doesn't have holes in it, so it actually creates worms. So this one, whenever this one dumps into here, we kind of give the, I go through it and catch some of the worms and cut them and give them to the chicks, so they understand what worms are. Sorry about the plane. There's always something flying overhead. Okay, so then we'll go around over here. And you guys are probably wondering, why doesn't she mow the yard? Because I don't like mowing the yard. But we finally got flowers. We got flowers on the peanuts. So hopefully that means the peanuts are doing something. That's the second flower I've seen. I'm still waiting on the broccoli to go to seed. And these cauliflowers and these have not done anything. I think this is collard greens. No, this one is collard greens. This one's broccoli or cauliflower, and this one is just cabbage that never went to cabbage. And then I have these down here for my potatoes. These two here are my loquat plants, my loquat trees, and we're still working on these bell peppers over here. And then I got, the other day I was out here, and I'm going to try not to put the sun in you guys' face, but you can see right here, I have a birdhouse gourd coming out here, and I have another one. Where's the other one? The other one is up towards the top, so I'm going to point up and then I'm going to come back down. So it's, oops. Okay, right there, that's the other one. And then I'm gonna come back down here. Okay, so that's there. And we finally got strawberries this year. They're not doing what strawberries are supposed to do, but hopefully they'll get the picture. Yeah. This is what the strawberries, here. This is what the strawberries are doing. I'll put you over here in the sun so you can see it. That's what the strawberries are doing. So I don't use any kind of, see in there? I don't use fertilizers and all that stuff, or any kind of grow. So my strawberries do what my strawberries do. And then I'll just take this strawberry and I'll throw it back down in the bottom and let it decompose in there, and hopefully I will get some new strawberry seeds or plants. I mean, there's 4 of them in there. And then here are my marigolds. Here, there, and there. We moved them, or I moved them, and then I think there's like one right there. And then there's down here and over there next to the strawberries. So what I do is the compost stuff that you saw in the chicken run, in the chicken run, is they get compost from yard clippings, and because I have this big old oak tree. See how the oak tree is like way over there. It's almost into the neighbor's yard. Okay, so it's like way over there and way over there. So this thing puts off a lot of leaves. So I would come out here with the lawnmower when I feel that it needs to be mowed. Not necessarily mowed, but vacuumed. And I vacuum up all the leaves and mulch them. And I create like this here, this pile of leaf mulch. And then I'll take, and this is what it looks like when it comes out of the bottom of this one. So this one is starting to fill that, we're starting to fill that one back up. But this one is almost full in here and the stuff. So it's like this goes to the chickens, and then from the chickens with all their poop and leaf lettuce stuff that my husband brings home for them, they get all of that, and that stays in their coop for about a week. And then what I'll do is I'll shovel it out and bring it over here and put it in this compost and let it do its thing. And then this is the next set that goes in there. So yes, this container is what they get for a week. And in a week, they tear it up, poop it up, tear it down, whatever it is that they do to it. And that's what happens. So there's not much going on with the buncheon onions. They're still about yay big. I don't know. I did potatoes. I showed you guys my potatoes. And my potatoes did not so well. So my potato plant died back like it's supposed to. And I got some good sized potatoes, but they all look like this. So I just left this one over here. I'm going to cut it, let it do its thing. And when it starts sprouting, we'll cut it and let it harden over. And then start sprouting, and then we'll replant it for more potatoes. Now the table that you just saw, this here is a 55-gallon drum, cut in half long ways. Obvious. Here's one, here's two, here's three, and then there's one on the other side of it. So there's four, and then there's one standing up over there. And I'm missing a half. Oh, and the other one, I'm missing a half of one. Okay, so the other one is right here, and this one collects water for this table. Okay, this one, these here have holes in them sort of up towards the side so that they hold some water, but not a whole bunch of water. This one, the holes are, okay, so this one, the holes is like further down on the bottom. This one, they're further up. This one, they're even further up. And then the other one, they're almost like level. Okay. And then what happens is when I get good compost, it's my hand shovel, I will take it from the compost bin over there. Once it breaks down, I'll take it from there and bring it over here and put it, and then shake it. And whatever is not completely broke down, we'll go back in the compost. And then this is what's left over. This here, you can see there's still like grass and stuff in there that needs to be taken out. And then in here, I will amend the soil. Even though it is good, really good compost, I will still put perlite in here. I use perlite as my drain medium. So I put perlite in, and then I will put in some bone and blood meal, and I will also mix in ant killer. Now, you're probably like, why ant killer? Because if you notice in my other video, I told you that we have ants. It doesn't matter what you sit on the ground, whether you sit it on the ground or like I have it over there on those white plastics to keep the ants out of it, they still will travel and go into the containers. But I mix in the ant. I only mix in a quarter of a cup per I want to say per 5 gallon bucket, but it's per 2.5 gallons. So it's one of my little blue buckets like this. And I think these are either 1.5 or 2.5 gallon buckets. Okay. And they're from Dollar Tree. And what I do is I just take a half a cup of this. I use this Eliminator Ant Fleas and Ticks Killer Granulates. And I will mix it in. And that's the reason why I only use so little per so much, because when the ants start moving in, then I have problems, because then it kills my plants. They get in there and they really do some damage. And I'll show you on here, if you can see right here, okay, if they can't get in, see them? If they can't get in the buckets, then they go up the vine, and I would rather them be on the vine because I can spray them. And I got mildew. My bean plants have mildew. I can spray them off with the water hose. I can just walk up to them with the water hose and spray them off. And if they have aphids, I can spray those off too. So I wanted to bring you guys over to this side and show you the redo. Okay, so we'll go back to, this will be the next bucket that I empty out, and that'll probably be Saturday or Sunday. That one will be done. And then I still have this bucket of potatoes to do. And then I restarted whenever the first bucket, let's see, the first bucket was here and the second bucket was here. Okay, and then when I empty them, I amend the soil and I put it back and I put a potato in. And when the potato breaks through like this, I don't know how well you can see that right there. Okay, but you can see that little potato right there breaking through. See it? Right here and right here. And as it breaks through, what I'll do, see, I got something else coming up in here. I don't need anything else growing. Oh, that's the potato. Okay, so this is the second bucket. That's the first bucket. It already broke through. Today I put one of those blue buckets, a half a blue bucket of soil, of this potting soil on the top of it. When this one gets up to about a little, like I'd say about 2.5 inches tall, I'll do the same thing. I'll put a half a bucket of soil on it. Same thing here. Today I emptied this one. I only got what I call mashing potatoes, which are like little red russets, but these are white potatoes. Besides the big ones over there, they got eaten up. And then I'll water this one in tonight, because I don't water anything during this hot time because it will rot the potato. So this one here will get watered in tonight. This one will get watered in, like they'll all get watered. But this one, and this one was replanted today. So you count from today, and the potato has chits on it, which are little sprouts. And from today, you can go 170 to 120 days. And anytime between those 70 and 120 days, your plant starts turning yellow and starts dying back. When it's completely dead back or died back, you can go ahead and harvest out your potatoes. But make sure you have holes in the bottom of your buckets, because you don't want water sitting in there as it rains. And I'm in Florida, so I have to make sure that all my buckets have drain holes in them, or the water can escape somehow. Now, since our last update, I have moved more of my plants. I've moved some of my Here I up potted some more of my calendula, and I took this one here out of the water because it was starting to drown, so I took it out. So here's the calendula. It looks like this one. And then my chamomile's doing good. Hey, look, I set it on the first try. And then the peppers are really coming up. Those are looking real good right now. And then I up potted my bullseye plants. You see I got one here and there and that one. And if you notice this stuff down here gathered around the bottom of the bucket, that's because there's no ant stuff in these buckets. Because when I did these, I didn't have any on hand. So the last time I saw ants coming up through here, I put this. It's rained since. And you can see down here in between the cracks that there's some of this ant pellet. And that keeps the ants out of my buckets. And it also came back over here. And these right here are my wormwood, which I know that I'm going to have to up pot some of these at a later date, because apparently these things get to be about 4.5 to 5 feet tall. So that's not a plant, that's a bush. But they say if you keep it trimmed, keep it right, it'll do what it's supposed to. And I know I'm going to have to up pot these tomatoes, and I'm going to show you my tomatoes after only 7 days. These things were small, and now they are nice and big and beautiful, but I still don't have any tomatoes. So here they are. Here's these 2 tomatoes. These are regular tomatoes, these 2 right here, and then these are tumbling toms. This is just an update after 7 days. Okay, and then down here are my marigolds that I had, and these 4 were okra. I planted okra, my okra came up, and then they died. So I wasn't meant to have okra this year because I'm not starting over. If I don't have it, I don't have it. And okra, it gets big, and we're going into hurricane season in June, and I would rather have food that's going to withstand, like these small buckets. I can gather them all up and sit them, over here next to like my wood stuff, my log stuff. And then, they don't blow around so much. They might blow over, but they won't blow around so much. And then we have the beans. And the beans are doing really good. I've already harvested 6 pods. These are purple hole beans. I think they're called rattlesnake beans. I don't know. I just know that they turn purple whenever they're ready. They turn this beautiful purple color. We don't eat them that way. What I do is I take them in and I let them dry. I let the pods dry. And then from the pods, I just take the beans out, let the bean completely dry, and then put the beans in a jar and just make the beans. They look like black-eyed peas. That's what I eat them as. And I can them whenever I need to. So here is an update after 2 weeks of radish. I told you guys I tried to reseed these. I put seeds in the individual cups. These came up, and I think the birds took these again. Either that or I got a bad packet of seeds. I also seeded these cups over here. They did not come up, but these are the little ones. Oops, we got a sucker right there. And if you don't know what a sucker is a plant, branch that will come up in the elbow, like in an elbow, and try to take off on its own. If you don't want your plants to concentrate on trying to produce 2 plants, you want to take those suckers off. Haha, pun intended. But yeah, if on your bigger plants, if you find suckers, those you can actually put them in water, and the little fur, the little hair on the bottom of the little branch will actually create roots, and it will reroot if you needed another tomato plant. So that's a good thing to do. So even if you were walking through Walmart, I did not tell you to. Do not say this woman on YouTube told me to, because I'm not telling you to. Okay? But you could on any plant, take a limb off and take it home, or take it in your house and put it in water and let it root, and then plant it, and you will have that exact plant. Not guaranteeing that it'll give you the exact fruit, but it will give you the plant. So if it's a tomato plant, you will get tomatoes. Okay? So don't take my word for that. I mean, take my word on it that it works, but don't go tearing up plants at Walmart or any other plant place. But that's how you graft your plants. But anyway, guys, that is our update for this week on the chickens and the ducks, and our walk around my homestead, my citystead is what I should say, because I'm not a homestead, I'm a citystead, so I'm in the city. Okay, so this is my update, and if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. Be sure you hit that subscribe button over there, down there, over there, up here. I don't know where it would be at, but hit that subscribe button. That lets me know that you like what you see, and if you think that this will help somebody else understand, or you know, you just like me, like to ramble on about stuff, share it with somebody else that you know that might want to start their farm and think that, you know, it's too late for them. It's not too late, and we'll see you guys on the next time. All right, stay safe out there, and see you on the next. Thanks for watching.